Ron DeSantis is just flailing around in the most incredible way. And they've tried everything to revive this. And I think like
they've tried to add inches onto his entire physique, and it's just not enough.
It's fascinating. It's almost like we don't really have to like just say anything. And here's DeSantis just about saying anything and then realizing like, if I say this, I'm going to probably need to say that, but I never really worked on the that part. Here is MSNBC's Kristen Welker talking about Ron DeSantis, talking to Ron DeSantis about his health care plans.
Pro-life protection.
Let me ask you about Obamacare. Former President Trump said he wants to repeal and replace Obamacare, something he tried and failed to do when he was president. You were in Congress at the time. If you were president, would it be your plan to try to repeal and replace Obamacare, something you voted to eliminate 3 times?
Well, you're right. President Trump promised that he would repeal and replace Obamacare, and he didn't do it. And that was a promise that he made a lot of times.
What would you do, Governor? What would you do?
Have continued to go up. Well, but I think it's important to point out he's running on a lot of the things he campaigned on in 2016 and didn't deliver it on, whether it's repeal and replace Obamacare, whether it's building the border wall, whether it's draining the swamp. Remember, he said he would do a special counsel against Hillary Clinton. Then 2 weeks after the election said no. Now he says he's going to do one against Biden.
Understood,
so
but
this
Governor,
is part
what
of
would
a
you
pattern
do?
where he's running on things that he didn't do. Here's what I will do. What I think you're going to need to do is have a plan that will supersede Obamacare, that will lower
Pause it for
prices.
1 second. I love this transition. Here's what I'm going to do. What I think they need to do.
Yes.
I mean, it's just amazing. And who's the they?
They. Yeah.
But just take it right there. I just think that's fantastic. He finally gets nailed down, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to have to answer this question, and I have no health care plan." What?
You do is have a plan that will supersede Obamacare, that will lower prices for people so that they can afford health care, while also making sure that people with pre-existing conditions are protected. And we're going to look at the big institutions that are causing prices to be high: big pharma, big insurance, and big government. But it's going to need to be where you have a reform package that's going to be put in place. I don't think that repeating what Trump did and the failure is necessarily going to make sense. So we will address that. We will make sure that the Obamacare promised lower premiums. It didn't deliver that. We know we need to go in a different direction, but it's going to be done by having a plan that's going to be able to supersede it. And
Governor,
we will be working on that.
I want to be clear.
We're going to definitely work on the plan for the, 1/5 of the economy. We're not going to replace, we're going to supersede it.
So what does that mean? Does that mean?
Well, he's arguing that we're going to tinker with some reforms.
Okay.
There you go.
But supersede, it sounds like you're going to put something over it, right? Like you're going to place a better healthcare system over Obamacare. But how would you statutorily do such a thing?
Well, you could tinker with it, and we're going to have a plan for that. And what's my plan? Good, but we're in the planning for a plan stage of doing that.
Well, the good thing is it doesn't matter at all, because he's not getting anywhere close to that presidency.
It really does feel like that. The question is, like, what are we ever honestly going to hear? I mean, I have a feeling like after he's done with this, he's going to be like George Allen. Do you remember him, the former senator from Virginia? He said mukaka, and we called somebody that.
Oh, that guy.
And then we never heard from him again. So.